And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at Stripes. No, not the beloved comedy movie, but a game in which it says create your own winning streak. In this, they mean a streak of color because you are trying to make a line of one color with cards. A back and forth fast 15-minute game. Here's how it plays. Each player in the game is given 7 cards randomly that are put between these 2 cards. They're all lined up with the dots at the bottom and lined up exactly with these cards. So if you're playing a 5 to 6 player game, you'll only play with 6. A bunch of tiles are put in the middle of the table. Some of these tiles are not always there. The shift times 2 and the steal tile are not in every player count, like they're in a 6-player game, for example. But these 5 will always be in the game. One person is chosen to go first. That person's going to pick a tile, use that tile, and flip it down. Then the next person goes, and you keep going. When all the tiles except one are turned face down, then the round's over. You pass the turn marker, you flip these up, there's a new start player, and we go again. So what do these tiles do? Well, the shift 1 and the shift 2 picks a card, and you can move it up or down 1 stripe. So I could, for example, move this one down 1 stripe, trying to match the yellow lines going across. Or maybe I'll shift this one down. Maybe I'll shift this one down too to match the orange line. And later on, I can use the shift 1 to do this. The shift times 2 lets you move 1, 2 in the same direction, which could be tricky, but if this was here, maybe I can move this down 1 and this one down 1 over here. The flip basically lets you take a card and flip it to the other side, matching your red card. So you're always going to match the red card whenever you flip to a new spot. Drawing lets you, from the draw pile, take 2 cards, pick one. I might pick this one, replace one of your cards. Again, putting it so it matches the red card. Trade lets you trade a card with someone else, but it has to be in the same position. So if it's in position number 1, I give you my card, I take yours. The card I take from you, I have to put in the regular position, matching the blue and red cards. But the person who I trade with can move theirs to any spot, up or down. Steal's the same thing. You steal from the player to your right and take a card and put it in any position and give them a card back. Trade has to be in the same spot. Steal does not have to be, but again, they can go any direction they want. What players are trying to do in this game is they are simply trying to form a line, a single color line that goes all the way across. Once you've done that, in this case it's the orange line, you're the winner of the game. The game comes in a box that holds the decks of cards. The cards are okay quality. They're not amazing, but they're good enough. The lines on them, I like how they look. Each is a different color, but you'll also notice they each have a different background, so they're easy to tell apart. These are tiles, not cards, so that's nice, and they're pretty easy to understand. The rules are, also they're pretty clear on how to do everything. My only complaint would be I almost wish that each player had a player board that these were on. I don't know of a really good way to do that, but moving things up or down, lining them with this card, once everything's in different spots, and if I switch this card out here and I need to line it with the red card, it's not always readily apparent which one it is. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I thought that might be a little bit easier. But other than that, it's very bright and colorful, and I like the components. Stripes is a simple game. There are many games about aligning things in different ways, and that's how this works. It's aligning the cards back and forth. And you know what? I found it to be amusing, light, and entertaining, especially for families. I really like the taking a tile here. It's pretty simple. Shifting up and down 1 and 2 is obvious things you need to do. The draw is a good one because usually you look at the table and like, I want to make a blue line. I only have 4 blues. I could steal some maybe from other people, but there might not be enough. Drawing is a good way to get new ones from the deck. The trading and stealing, this is where you might pause, as did I. No one likes to have something taken from them. And in this game, as you're building a line, someone will take from you. But there's a couple things. First of all, it can't happen that often. The steal can only be done to the person on your right. The trading can be done with any player, but when they trade with you, they're giving you something and you can put that at any line. If it doesn't have the color that you're collecting, which is pretty obvious after a few turns what color everyone's doing, it is what it is, but at the same time, you're not at a total loss by putting that there. Either way, it doesn't matter because you can eventually steal it back, and since there's only a few of these, and when you use them, they get flipped over, it's not like this game is a take-that fest. It's a simple game. There's certainly some luck to it. It's not a game that you have a lot of thought in as you move stuff up and down and rotate it. But I think a lot of people will find this to be a nice, entertaining game of manipulation of cards. This is the kind of game I would recommend to people who like Uno and such, except I found this one to be entertaining, easy, and quick. The bright colors and cheerful countenance of the game certainly don't hurt it. So, Stripes. It's not one I would want to play all the time, but me and my kids had a great time with it. I think it will work really well for families. Check it out. I'm Tom Vasel. We'll see y'all next time. Dice Tower Judgment approved.